And welcome back to Hannity. My next guest is here tonight to unveil his explosive new book, which explores corruption, extortion, and tactics in Washington that'll blow your mind. Now, let me give you a preview. The book reveals how political parties charge lawmakers for top committee assignments, how several members of Congress bag hundreds of thousands of dollars using self-loan loopholes, how politicians use PACs for their own lavish lifestyles, how the DOJ takes advantage of laws to extort opponents on behalf of the Obama administration, and much more. Here with the details, author of Extortion, how politicians extract your money, buy votes, line their own pockets. Our friend Peter Schweitzer is with us. Great job on 60 Minutes. I was surprised 60 Minutes was so good to you.
Well, I think they looked at where the facts led them, and the facts led them to rampant corruption involving members of Congress, self-enrichment, all the sorts of schemes that you were talking about earlier. So I think the facts are the facts, and these are not really opinions. These are facts, and I think the facts are undeniable.
This is Republican and Democrat.
This is Republican and Democrat. It begins with the presidency, with President Obama. We literally have, I think, an administration that it's a little bit like the squeegee men that used to be in New York City. You know, they'd walk up to your car and say, I want to clean your windshield. They got a brick in one hand and a cloth in the other, and you got to pay them or the bricks coming through the windshield. Yep. We literally have that kind of situation in Washington, D.C., involving the president and involving members of Congress from both parties.
Well, you know, Rob Andrews, for example, all these guys have their own little PACs.
Right.
But they can, which is different because campaign finance rules say they can't use their campaign money.
Right.
So they set up a PAC, but they can use that money for their own lifestyle.
That's right. That's right. Literally, they have a couple of pockets, Sean, in which they can deposit cash.
And Rob Andrews took a trip to Scotland to go to a wedding and even bought the wedding gift with the PAC money.
That's exactly right. And here's the problem. It's completely legal because leadership PACs have different set of rules than regular campaign funds. So this is really important for people to recognize. When we look at money in politics, campaign fundraising, it's not just about winning elections, Sean. It's a lifestyle subsidy. It's a way for them to live large beyond their budgets.
And you have this congresswoman in California, Napolitano, 18% interest she's charging.
Yes.
In this day and age, 18%?
Well, it's a great gig. Think about it, Sean. You decide to run for Congress, you loan your own campaign money, and you don't pay it off for 15 years, and you charge 18% interest. That's literally what she did. So she bagged hundreds of thousands of dollars that literally contributors were putting in her pocket.
Now, maybe it's me, or maybe it's the way they cut it up on 60 Minutes, and I'm glad they did the piece, because I think it was, people need to know this. But a big part of your book deals with the Obama administration. They didn't focus on that part.
Yeah, huge problem with the Obama administration, particularly at the Department of Justice. Eric Holder is basically the squeegee guy holding the brick.
Explain.
Well, there's a couple of things going on, Sean. First of all, literally, there are companies that are being told that they are subject to Department of Justice investigation, criminal and civil. And then literally those companies are solicited for donations to the Obama campaign and now to Obama political committees. And there is statistical evidence in the book that literally you cut your chances of going to jail in half if you make a contribution. The other thing they're doing is after the 2010 midterm elections, where they had that stunning defeat in Congress, literally they targeted the industries that financed the Tea Party candidates that got elected. That was the independent oil and gas sector, for example. They literally, days after President Obama made that famous statement, we're going to punish our political opponents, they send out a so-called industry sweep letter, which said you are now subject to criminal investigation and you better share and cooperate. It was a clear intimidation tactic that was used, and the top financiers against President Obama in 2012 were all subject to Department of Justice criminal investigations. It's shocking, really unlike anything we've ever seen.
You're describing like a banana republic here. You're describing corruption at every level of government. No wonder why the American people want to get rid of all of them.
Well, here's the scary thing, Sean. It's not just opinion. The World Bank and the World Economic Forum, these are not conservative or anti-Obama entities. They literally do a study every year on competitiveness of countries. Since 2009, in both of these major studies, the United States has gone from being in the middle of the pack among advanced industrialized countries in perceived corruption to now, in 2013, we are at the bottom of the pack. We are now seen as the most prone to corruption of any industrialized countries in the world. That's how far it slipped and how quickly it slipped.
And the worst part is you're telling us in this book that the Justice Department is right there in the middle middle of it.
They literally are. What you have with this Department of Justice, unlike any other in American history, the top 5 positions at DOJ, beginning with Eric Holder, the Attorney General, were all bundlers, campaign bundlers for the Obama campaign. So you had fundraisers who were raising money to put him into power, who are now making decisions about who they're going to prosecute, who they're not going to prosecute. So you see this melding of DOJ and the campaign apparatus of the Obama campaign.
And by the way, I want to make clear here, because the book is right here, and it's an excellent book, excellent read, and a lot of details in this. 600 footnotes?
Yes,
I mean, you really dotted your I's and crossed your T's.
This is not opinion. This is fact. 60 Minutes has reported on it. The New York Times had a piece today.
I was surprised. I mean, you know, although they didn't talk about the Obama part, I noticed they're missing that part.
Well, I'm saving that for you, Sean.
Peter, great work as usual. Thanks
Sean.
so much for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Thank you.